biding my time, I hope that it ain't so. Facing the truth, the eye of the needle.
Hey guys, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to film a video with the new Anastasia Beverly Hills palette. I also did a review at the end of this video, so if you want to see that, go to 7 minutes and 12 seconds and you'll see the review. So the first thing I'm going to do is use the Smashbox Photo Finish Lid Primer, and then I'm going in with the shade Dawn. And this is going to be my transition shade. I'm going to blend this all over in my crease, going back and forth, using my big fluffy brush by Morphe, which is the M504. And I'm just going from the inner corner to the outer corner, just sweeping my brush all over the place. Now for my next shade, I'm going in with the shade New Wave, and I'm using a blending brush from Anastasia Beverly Hills. And I'm going to blend this in my crease, but I'm mainly focusing at my inner part of my crease, so I'm not going all the way to the left. I'm really focusing to keep it at the right part. Then at the other part, I'm going in with ROXY, and this is like a super pretty peach shade. And I'm going to focus at my outer V with this one, and also slightly blending it towards the middle part to make these two shades blend into each other more. And when you're done with that, you can go back in with the first shade and blend this around the edges to make sure that everything is well blended out. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going back in with the Dawn eyeshadow using a clean blending brush and blending this all the way around the edges. So now I'm done with applying shades in my crease, and I'm going to use my MAC Pro Longwear Concealer in the shade NC15, and I'm going to apply this all over my eyelid.
I breathe it all out, then I breathe in. We are the eye of the needle. I'm biding my time, I know the way this goes. I try to stand tall with nothing to lean on. All quiet and still.
Now I'm going in with the shade Fudge, and I believe this is already a existing eyeshadow from Anastasia. I'm not 100% sure. But I'm going to apply this around the edges of the crease that I just created with my concealer. And I'm using a eyebrow brush for this because it's super flat and thin, so you can just work really precise with this. When I did this, I wasn't really sure if it looked great, but at the end it will look better. But at this moment it looks a little bit messy. So I'm using my MAC 242 brush, and I'm applying a little bit more of that a bit lower on the eyelid. So now I'm going in with this purple shade, and I'm going to apply it a little bit lower than where I have applied the Fudge eyeshadow. And then I'm going in with the ROXY, and I'm going to apply this lower as well. I'm trying to create a sort of ombre effect on the eyelid, which will look super nice at the end. It will give a sort of sunset effect. I have used this method once before on my channel, as far as I know. And yeah, it just gives a super nice effect. You can like experiment with a lot of different shades and it will look so cool. So now in the middle part, I'm going in with New Wave, and this will really give that sunset effect, which I really like. It looks so warm, all these shades together. So now I'm going in with the Landscape Green Chromographic Eye Pencil from MAC Cosmetics, and I'm going around the edges of the crease that I created. I really felt like something was missing. I really didn't like that dark on the eyelid. So I was just doing something. I had no idea if this was going to turn out nice, but I do feel it made it look better. But yeah, now you can see like sometimes I don't know what I'm doing. Like I'm not a professional, and sometimes I create cut creases and it turns out so ugly. And then I'm just trying to fix it with using pencil or glitter. And today it was pencil. But yeah, I hope you like this look. I wasn't even sure if I wanted to upload, to be honest. I mentioned this on my Snapchat, but you all wanted to see it. But yeah, now it's time for eyeliner, and I'm using the Sigma Wicked Gel Eyeliner, and I'm going to apply a thin line above my lash line. And the brush that I'm using is by Sigma, and it's a eyebrow brush, but it just works really nice. And when I'm done with that, I'm going on top of that using a liquid liner, and the one that I'm using is the NYC liquid liner. It's one of my favorites. It's very inexpensive. You can just get it at a drugstore. It's super nice. So I'm going to apply a thin line above, not above, on top of where I applied the gel eyeliner. Now I'm going to use that landscape green pencil by MAC Cosmetics again, and I'm going to apply this in my waterline. And the chromographic pencils by MAC are really nice. They have a sort of dry texture. They stay in place quite well. I really like them. I have it in a skin color, in white, and in this shade. So now I'm going in with the shade Untamed, and I'm going to blend this underneath my lower lash line. And the brush that I'm using for this step is the Morphe M506. It's a super tiny blending brush, which is perfect for blending eyeshadow shades underneath the lower lash line. So I found my lower lash line to be quite harsh, so I'm going back in with the shade New Wave. Same shade as I have blended in my crease, and now I'm going to use that same Morphe M506 brush and just blending this back and forward until I found it well blended out. So now for my mascara, I used the MAC Bad & Bold Lash Mascara. And for my lashes, I went in with the ANNYTUDE Sultry lashes. I have a special discount code in the description bar. And yeah, this is already the end of the tutorial. But if you want to see swatches of the eye palette and my final thoughts on it, then keep watching. So when I received the palette, it came in this super cute bag, and I'm not 100% sure if like everyone will receive this or maybe this is like a PR thing, but it's super cute. It has the Anastasia Beverly Hills logo, and it has this pretty yellow detail which I really like. So of course the palette has this paper packaging, and on the back side it has the ingredients, and you can see all the shades with the names. Then the texture of the palette is the same as the Modern Renaissance palette, and the shades are so gorgeous. I do feel like they kind of look like fall shades, not really, it doesn't scream summer or something to me. So the first shade that I'm going to swatch is Cube, and I'm going to swatch this on the arm of my boyfriend. He is Indian, so his skin color is slightly darker than mine. So this shade is called the Duochrome Pink Pearl, and I didn't really like the pigmentation. It wasn't like super. So now the next shade is Dawn, and this is very pigmented. I really noticed that all the matte shades are very nicely pigmented. The next one is called Destiny, and this is a matte shade as well. Super pigmented. You can really see it has a lot of color payoff. Now we have Adorn, and I was a little bit disappointed in this shade, but if you will make your brush wet using a Fix Plus spray or any setting spray, I'm sure it will look way more intense, but I expected a little bit more of it. So now I'm going in with the shade All Star, and this is a matte shade as well, and the pigmentation is amazing. I do notice that the matte shades have a lot of fallout. Now I'm going in with Mercury, and this is a matte shade again. Pigmentation is amazing. I don't personally see fallout as a huge problem, but I just wanted to mention it. So now I'm going in with the shade Access, and this is a matte shade again. This isn't as nice as the other ones. It didn't like apply it very opaque, if that makes sense. So now I'm going in with ROXY, and I think this is the most pigmented from the mattes. I don't know, it applied really smooth, and it's such a pretty shade. It's like the perfect peachy color. So now I'm going in with Electric, and this is the shade which I'm most disappointed in, I guess, because I had to go in so many times to get color payoff. I'm not sure if this is like a shade which is meant for all over the eyelid or just for a pop in the inner corner. So now I'm going in with Fudge, and yeah, the pigmentation is nice, as you can see. I believe I also have this in a single eyeshadow. So now I'm going in with New Wave, and this is also really nice, a matte shade again. Now I'm going in with Untamed, and this one is also really nice, a matte shade again. I feel like the darker the shades are, the less opaque. Now I'm going in with Edge. I'm not sure, this was a little bit weird to apply. Not sure if that was because I used this brush many times, but still it was nice. And then I'm going in with ROWDY, and it isn't super opaque, but I guess that has something to do with the darkness. So now you can see all these swatches on his arm, and don't forget he's Indian, so I'm also going to show these shades on my arm, and I'm much lighter than him, so these shades look way more clear. So if you're even darker than my boyfriend, these shades will look totally different, but if you go to the Anastasia Beverly Instagram, they have also swatches on darker skin. So my final thoughts on this palette is that I do really like it, but I wouldn't personally buy it because I already own a lot of these shades. I think New Wave and Edge are super pretty and different than what I have. So that's nice, but Cube and Electric really catch my eye and I'm not really impressed. So to be honest, I don't really know. But yeah, I hope you liked this video. I hope you liked the review. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did like it. And if you want to see more of these videos, let me know. And yeah, I hope to see you in my next video. Bye guys!